Hello everyone, my name is Frank Waigale, a sector expert, infrastructure with the Teacher Education Project, short TTE, with Enable in Uganda. Following the submission of our abstract paper and the full paper and acceptance, today we share with you the infrastructure alternatives from the teacher training colleges in Uganda and how they helped in reimagining the learning spaces during the COVID pandemic. 5 ways have been stripped in this regard, in which the infrastructure reimagined the learning spaces. Namely, the outdoor learning spaces, the alternative furniture, education technologies, the climate responsive design, and the inclusion of the community. 1. The outdoor learning spaces. Enable looks at the colleges in Uganda that we work in as a complete ecosystem, thereby designing them, especially the outdoor spaces, in a manner that they can continue to support learning activities. And we've seen that during the pandemic, these outdoor spaces, which are well ventilated and stimulating in nature, were able to allow the SOPs in the form of social distancing to take place, as we may see the case of the student here. 2. The alternative furniture. All the facilities created are equipped with a furniture that closely follows the principles of active teaching and learning, ATL, in the manner that they are lightweight, they are flexible, they are stackable, and maneuverable at the same time. And this enabled that different forms of configurations were able to be achieved both with students and teachers in and outside the classrooms, in line with enabling social distancing, and hence supporting the teaching, depending on the mode, to go on during the pandemic in different sitting arrangements, hence dropping the traditional approach to doing things. Thirdly is the education technologies. All created spaces are equipped with different education technologies, like internet connections, like applications that support instructional material generation and creation. And these we've seen that during the pandemic, where all students could not be in the same space, in the same classrooms, many of them were able to still learn online in a way that was not possible if this was not available, in this case virtually, and supporting the hybrid learning. The next principle is the principle of the climate responsive design. As Enable, we have a strong focus on the climate agenda. And we say we design and work with the environment as opposed to working against the environment. In this context, some of the classes, like the professional studies, are bigger classes of numbers of students. And as the case here is seen, the gum poles, together with the bamboo poles working as a grill and large window panels, were used to create this facility that enabled distance spacing, social distancing, enabled maximum lighting, enabled maximum ventilation through the bamboo grills, and thereby lending itself to easy principles of COVID-19 SOPs, but ultimately done with local knowledge, local skills, local materials, and consequently giving us a chance to achieve sustainability in the long term. The inclusion of the community. As Enable, we look at the colleges we work for as an ecosystem where we purposefully want to maintain and enhance and build on the existing pathways to achieve and provide for every segment of this community. So all the 5 colleges we are working have been provided with the early childhood development centers, where young mothers can keep their children, and also some young teachers, as the studies goes on. By so doing, every part of the community is provided, and during the pandemic, it was even more important as interaction was able to be controlled. People with physical or any other form of impairments have been provided in the form of providing lighting. Security lighting has also been provided in dark spots that the girl children would fear. And by so doing, the infrastructure lent itself to mitigate these challenges around the COVID-19, since the community was looked at as a whole. In conclusion, we say very quickly, with great flexibility in the current context, the colleges have found these outdoor learning spaces more useful, with even more inclusion and greater responsiveness and fairness than ever imagined before. Thank you for listening to me.